Beware the deep, dark forest. I'm a little bit scared.
Beware the Deep, Dark Forest by Sue Whiting
She's the author.
and Annie White.
She's the illustrator. You must beware the deep, dark forest.
Rosie told Tinky.
Never, ever go in there.
But Tinky was just a tiny pup. He didn't understand. So Tinky went.
Come back, Tinky.
Cried Rosie. Tinky didn't come back,
I have to go and find him.
Rosie said. But the deep, dark forest is thick with danger.
Warned Rosie's grandma.
Carnivorous plants, they say. And venomous snakes,
Said Rosie's dad.
so I've heard,
I can't leave Tinky in that deep, dark forest.
said Rosie. So Rosie went. The forest was deep and dark and muddy.
Tinky!
Rosie called. There was no answer, only strange noises that made Rosie's knees wobble. But she couldn't see any carnivorous plants, and she couldn't see any venomous snakes, and she couldn't see Tinky either.
This place is creepy, thought Rosie, and she opened her eyes till they were as round as the moon. The forest became deeper. It became darker. It became muddier. Then over a rise, Rosie came upon a terrifying sight. It wasn't a carnivorous plant. It wasn't a venomous snake. It was worse.
It was a wolf, a big, bristly brute of a wolf with fangs like daggers. Oh, he looks scary, thought Rosie. Rosie held her breath and crept past, trying her best not to squelch.
On and on she trudged. Then just as she squeezed through some thorny vines, Rosie came upon an even more terrifying sight. It wasn't a carnivorous plant. It wasn't a venomous snake. It wasn't a bristly wolf. It was worse, much worse.
It was a ravine, a dizzily, dangerously, dreadfully deep ravine. The way ahead seemed impossible, but Rosie knew that somewhere on the other side was a frightened little dog, lost and alone.
Rosie tore off some twisty vines. She plaited and knotted. She closed her eyes and swung across.
That was tricky, thought Rosie as she rounded a bend, and then on the far side of the creek, there he was. Tinky! Rosie was just about to call out, but between Rosie and Tinky stood the most terrifying sight of all. It wasn't a carnivorous plant. It wasn't a venomous snake. It wasn't a bristly wolf or a deep ravine. It was worse. Much, much worse.
It was a troll. A menacing, monstrous, muddy troll, as tall as the forest trees and as wide as the river boulders. It had googly eyes and an enormous, hairy belly.
Here comes dinner,
It roared. I'm not dinner.
yelled Rosie.
I'm Rosie.
Rosie's fury startled the troll. Its claws skidded on the slippery creek pebbles, then it toppled back. Plunk! Splash! Thunk! Into the muddy water.
Here's my chance, thought Rosie. Rosie snatched Tinky and raced away. She swung across the dizzily deep ravine. She slipped past the bristly brute of a wolf.
She squelched back through the deep and dark and muddy forest. Until at last, she stumbled into her village.
You saved Tinky from the carnivorous plants,
Cried Rosie's grandma. That was brave, lass.
said Rosie's dad.
With all those venomous snakes and all,
It was nothing really.
said Rosie.
Besides, I had to save Tinky. He's just a pup.
And it was true. Tinky was just a pup. But even the tiniest pup knows a hero when he sees one. I hope you liked the book, guys. I did. So, the girl. She's a bit like...
Oh, what was that book we did last week?
That's a good question.
Was it The Paper Bag Princess?
It was The Paper Bag Princess. And The Paper Bag Princess, she was, let me see, she was strong.
She was brave.
She was brave. She was looking for something.
She rescued Ronald.
She did, and she found Ronald. She only found Ronald because she never gave up.
What about Rosie in this book?
Did Rosie give up? Was Rosie strong? Was Rosie brave? They're kind of similar, aren't they? And in the end, they were successful. They found what they were looking for, only because they were strong and brave. Are you strong and brave? Have you ever done anything that's been strong and brave? Have you? Think about it. And maybe you can be like our two characters here.